So sorry that I'm late. I was just busy getting lost in your eyes or something. I hope your day has been swell, darling. I understand that this is our only second date, but I do have to ask, haven't you ever wondered if there was more to this love life? I certainly fucking have, and you're not any help. And that's why I'm thinking we should consider some polyamory. Now I know what you're gonna say. You haven't met this person yet, but trust me, you're gonna love him. It's scientifically proven after all. And how was it scientifically proven, you may ask, my love? Because I played 8 dating sims live on Twitch and then I had a bunch of people vote for the best one. And I think you're gonna love the result. I think we found a nice, charming young man for us. But first and foremost, you're probably wondering, why the fuck would I do this? And that's a fantastic question. So basically, I was curious to see if I just played a shitload of dating sims, would I be able to find the love? And there's no better time to do that than during Valentine's Day. Oh fuck. But camp, did it even work? Yeah, I would say it worked. And if you wanna know how, shut the fuck up and let me do my thing, asshole. As I said, it was live on my Twitch channel. If you don't know that I have a Twitch channel, then that's understandable, because I stream like twice a year, if that. Today, we're gonna be playing a shitload of dating sims. Every single one of these is getting played today, and it's gonna be stupid, and I can't wait. The adventure began with the John Cena dating simulator, which I played all the way back in like 2015, and I figured I would revive for this. The only problem is that someone redeemed the ASMR channel point reward that I have, where I had to whisper for 5 minutes. Hey there, it's me, John Cena. Oh, it's almost time. You better take your seat. My ASMR voice is turning into shadow. Practically falling asleep to this AS. All right, just for you. You can take a nap if you want. Once 5 o'clock hits, I'll be your like alarm. So that shit went on for what felt like too long, but then finally it was over and I could scream my guts out to wake that one dude up in chat. All right, I'm gonna scream in 5 seconds to wake that guy up, okay? We're almost at an ASMR just to wake him up, okay? Ah! All right, my ears are bleeding and I'm awake. Perfect. Exactly what I love to hear. We were introduced to multiple Cenas. There was the regular John Cena. There was the Johnny Cena who kicked the shit out of you. He hits you hard on the head. You're dead. Bad end. We did it! There was the teacher, Mr. Cena, and then there was Jonathan, who was a nerdy-ass motherfucker. We ended up going the Jonathan route because everyone in chat told me to. Who out of this group do you want to rail the most, chat? Yeah, everyone's saying Jonathan. Let's go. Are you just gonna use me for my vastly superior intelligence and dish me after getting a perfect score on the assignment? Yes. Well, take this. He grabs your neck and throws you on the ground. You were pinned. You hear bells ringing and people cheering before your life identity fade out of your... Okay, cool. We are very good. Give yourselves a round of applause, dude. Fucking honestly. After Jonathan proceeded to suplex me into the pavement, I reloaded, and then we got the good end of him where we went to the prom and everything was super great. Jonathan's all there and he hates being there, which I feel in my soul. And then we get really, really hot and heavy in a wrestling match on the prom floor. So we end up getting with Jonathan, the nerdy ass motherfucker, and that was the end. Except for it wasn't the end because we went to school the next day and we got arrested. We showed up to this weird security guard with a weird ass accent. I don't know why I did that. It's past homeroom. Hey, aren't you the kid who rushed out in the middle of prom? Me and Jonathan both get arrested. We're thrown in the slammer, but then we find a way to break out in the most obvious and straightforward way possible that makes the most sense. You body slam into the toilet and go through the magical pipeline. That's a really fucked up looking pipe. After breaking out, we both go our separate ways. We head home and let our GTA Wanted level go down. I don't think they could be topped. Unlike me, I could definitely be topped. And then that's the end. Except for it's not the end. We have one more day of school and it turns out there's a monster in the vents, so we have to go down there, but then we meet a knight who's based after John Cena who tries to fight the monster, but then almost gets his ass kicked, but then we help him and then he's able to slice the monster in half. It is genuinely this convoluted in the game. Pretty crazy, has its up and downs, but the point is we got one boy locked in and now it's time to go on to the second dating sim, which was... Please help get me out of here. I can't do it. This was the most grating dating sim, I think, because the entire time it was just playing deafening dubstep music. I personally felt like it was way too fucking loud to even hear myself think, but chat loved it, so I kept turning it up. The background music is good. Hold on. Let me just... Not loud enough? Hold on. Let me just bring that back up for you. I know how much... Now, obviously, when you're starting a new game, you have to make sure you know what you're doing. So I played the tutorial first, and I got yelled at for it. Then I played the coronavirus mode, where it's the exact same game, except you show up on the first day, but then you're told to go home because there's a pandemic, and then you immediately get sick, and then you die. Third time's the charm, though. We started playing for real, and I show up to Dubstep school, where this takes place, and we meet up with Skrillex, and I immediately tell him to eat my ass, which makes me so depressed that I go stand on my front lawn and proceed to... Can this be on Twitch? Is this... This is what I deserve for being so terrible. Goodbye, cruel world. But the rest of the game was pretty standard. We took a couple classes in dubstep at the Dubstep High School. There was a producer there who worked for Ghostmain, and I told him that Ghostmain is for incels, and he was mad at me for the rest of the playthrough. I also talked off enough in one of the classes where apparently I got sent back to jail because I was out on parole. I didn't know that. But finally I started playing seriously again and really went after Skrillex's heart. And by that I mean I immediately told him to go to the bathroom and suck my dick. That led to me committing Roblox oof again after I got rejected, and that was about where it ended because we had more shit to go through and we already spent over half an hour on this. I could tell he wanted me though. But with Skrillex over and done with, we now move on to the Nigerian prince. No, I'm not kidding. So you're playing as an anime woman who starts using the email on her computer, who is coincidentally also her ex-boyfriend. Don't ask me, I don't make the rules. I have in my notes here, talks about how her ex-boyfriend was named Zach. Zach is a laptop. I can only assume she fucked the laptop. She opens the application Hmail, where she then finds an unread message from someone named Apara Catchin' Popcorn. The contents of the email are, it's the Nigerian prince scam. If you've seen that email, you have seen this game. But unlike everyone else who has the common sense to just delete that shit, she falls in love with him on sight. So we spend the game trying to just convince this man to take this relationship more seriously than just through monetary transaction. She wants to get a grasp of this enigmatic man that she finds so mysterious but alluring, especially for his lustful use of all caps. I also put that in my notes. I have brain damage. They continue exchanging, and then eventually it gets to a point where she asks for some kind of proof that he's really who he says he is, to which she gets a photo of an ID. Which is probably my breaking point on this stream. Attached was indeed Prince of Nigeria ID.jpg. Is that late, Yagami? Why is his address in Japan? My feelings were intensified when I noticed the communist insignia on his identity card. I'd always admired Comrade Stalin and Chairman Mao. Whoa, whoa. We truly all are tied by the red string of communism. Further chasing ensues, but the communist anime woman begins to realize that this relationship is going to hinge solely on money. And so we're given the only choice we have in the game. We give him our banking information, or we refuse. We make him acknowledge this relationship for what it is, as in more impactful and meaningful than just simple monetary gain, and we find another way to make him. Nah, I gave him the banking info. I ain't that fucking sentimental. She sends over the banking information and he never writes it back, unfortunately. She misses him daily, and despite searching through news articles and such, never finds any information about him whatsoever and why he disappeared. However, sometimes she can still feel him with her. Prince Apara may have left this world, but he will never leave my heart. Every time I see $5,000 extracted from my bank account, somewhere in my heart, I always dream that it's him. We got the good ending! The bad ending is what you expect. It's just you refuse to give the information, he stops talking to you, and you're sad. And there's a bonus section as well, but I'll be honest, it ruins the entire charm of the whole game, so I'm just not going to talk about it. But with that game done, we now go on to Keanu. I forget the name of the game. Right off the bat, you could tell that this game was quality because it had literally no sound. Despite there being music and sound effect sliders, the game was just like a deafening silence. I didn't want to be alone with my thoughts for a second, let alone while I'm live on Twitch, so I decided to start playing some music in the background. It was standard Sonic Advance 3 music that I normally use throughout my videos, but then one of my mods sent me a link to some like Russian and Ukraine folk shit, so we just put that on instead. Our car breaks down somewhere in the KCU. We have a bunch of references. We have Ted Keanu, Neo Keanu, Satanic Keanu, and Kevin Leroux. There's all those dudes you can get with if you're really basic, but you can also just leave the town and go to the woods. And when you go to the woods, you meet Nature Keanu. I forgot where he is from, but he is very easy to get with and he doesn't end up killing you or ruining your life. So I'd say it's pretty cool. And we already got Nature Keanu from that dating sim, but there was still enough time on the timer, so I decided to look around a little bit more, and I ran into Chubby Keanu, where we get to just eat a burger that tastes like the heaven itself, apparently. And then we also meet Sad Keanu, who we help assault a paparazzi and steal their camera. Some pretty Chad shit, honestly. That was it for the Keanu dating sim. Our time had ran out, and that was also the last dating sim where we dated people. We moved on to Adatus, otherwise known as Among Us. It's a little browser game. It is like 4 minutes long, and over half the time is watching the game load. You click 6 buttons, and each of them has a quippy one-liner about themselves. I personally went with the orange one because he's part of the mafia, and that means he can keep me safe. We moved on to the Siren Head one next, which is a little bit longer, but still like under 10 minutes. There was no music once again in this one, so we turned back to Russian folk music, and I somehow almost got the best ending first try. We were wandering alone in the woods, and then all of a sudden Siren Head rears his little ass, and then I see the option that just says, I just wanted ice cream, and I click it thinking it's a shitpost. But that's how you progress the game. Upon hearing this cry to the heavens, Siren Head immediately stops, realizes that he wants ice cream as well, and proceeds to take you to the ice cream parlor, where we get to choose a flavor. I choose chocolate because I'm a man of culture. Don't think about it too hard. However, this is where I fucked up, because apparently Siren Head is a chocolate allergy. I know Trevor Henderson put that in the lore, but if he did, that's something I fucking missed. So he proceeds to murder us, and then he also dies himself. It's a really tragic thing all around, but then we replayed it, and then I learned strawberry is his favorite flavor. And I'm glad it's not vanilla because that will make him a basic bitch. Fuck you. The next dating sim looks a little bit normal until you realize that the main character we're going after is a fucking fidget spinner. You go after Fidget, who is a fidget spinner who tries to pass as a human very poorly. She invites us to be her partner on this student field trip at this new school, which is on a boat somehow. I don't know what funds the school has. But then one of the other classmates, Dick, is just desperate to get into her ball bearings. No time for that though, because now we gotta fix a washing machine. The principal hints that he wants Fidget to do it because she can just spin super duper fucking mondo fast. But then you're like, nah, fuck that non-committal bitch who I gave a non-answer to when she talked to me last night. I'm gonna fix the washing machine myself and then get electrocuted and go into a coma for 2 months. When I wake up, a therapist is going to be there, make me do a Rorschach test, and then tell me that I'm too obsessed with fidget spinners and then try to throw me into a furnace. I'm not hyperbolizing at all. This is what happens. If you survive, then that shows you're flame proof and hence must be killed by drowning. And after our 2-month coma, we go on to the student field trip completely unfazed. And it's there where we're on the boat, but then something bad happens, and then Fidget falls overboard and the boat starts sinking and a bunch of stuff happens, and then it says to be continued in part 2, and I didn't play part 2 because I didn't want to. So we've played 7 dating sims up until this point, meaning that there is one more left, and that is P Dating Simulator. I don't know where the fuck to begin with this. Like, there were a couple anime characters there that I didn't recognize, but there was also Sam's Undertale, and there was also Baldi Basic. There was also a Dead Sonic, which I liked. There was Miles Edgeworth. He be edging me for all it's worth. We did play the P Dating Simulator to completion because there were 9 characters, but it was still very short. It was like a 40-minute experience, and frankly, I encourage you to play it because it's got like the super brain-rotted humor, but it's like cranked up to 11 to the point where, like, you know how like everything's super funny when you're tired? Play this when you're super tired. I guarantee you'll like have a fucking asthma attack. So anyway, we played all the dating sims, and it was time to decide a victor. End stream. Well, no, we can't end stream yet, and we still have to see what's in here, but for that, we gotta take our date. And to do that, we need to decide which sim was the best. We need to figure out who we were the most impressed with their dating skills. So in the first bracket, we got John Cena and we got Keanu Reeves. Which one are you thinking? How can you have a dating sim with someone that you can't even see? I think Keanu wins. Nigerian Prince or Skrillex? Skrillex had dubstep, but Nigerian Prince had a lot of flair. I generally think it should go to Nigerian Prince. Now we're on to the weirder ones. We got Siren Head and we got Among Us. Strawberry ice cream is base. That is true. Good point. I wasn't here for Among Us, but I'd vote for it. Okay, so it's a 2-way tie. Is there anyone else in chat who would like to step over and say their piece? Siren Head was better? All right, you know what? Democracy has spoken. Siren Head moves forward. We have Fidget Spinner or we have P. I think P might win. P had all. It had Sans Undertale. It had big, large Resident Evil woman. P goes on. Semifinals. Now we gotta pick between Keanu and Nigerian Prince. Fuck, that's a... I'm seeing mass love for Prince. Mass love for Prince. Let's get it. But who would he go against? God, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck is this stream? Why am I doing this? Ah! There was no peeing involved with Siren Head. Is that a point for Siren Head or a point for... And with that, P goes on to the final round. Now, this is the hardest decision of our lives. We have to choose Nigerian Prince or P. Nigerian Prince beats out P in a 3-1. Nigerian Prince is the winner. Nigerian Prince is officially... GIMP just crashed. GIMP just crashed. It couldn't handle it. It was so powerful. After many deliberations between me and chat, we finally decided that the Nigerian Prince scammer was gonna be our date. And date for what, you may be asking? What could we possibly put to the test of our newfound love? Well, I downloaded a secret knife game that we could play together. So obviously, I decided that our date should be spent kicking children. I've always wanted someone to kick children with. This is so loud. This is so loud. Can I turn this down? There's no options. This first date is going beautifully. So that's all for this fucking video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll probably do even more dumb shit like that on my Twitch channel at some fucking point, twitch.tv.com/CampRants. Happy Valentine's Day, even though it hasn't been Valentine's Day for like a week. Shout out to the patrons: Gordon, Hakaimono, Foxy Boy, Kalacray95, Jargy Roo, Theo Firefox, Serial Saurus, Mato Kalos, Beast King Barbaros, Uber Bounty, Joel, Aki, SF Serval, Squall, Noodle HD, and Okari, as well as the channel members Johnny Bryson, Stan Dan, and Theo Firefox. You know, there is one small thing I had considered when I started making this video. It's the fact that I have a boyfriend.
Hello.
Hey babe, so really quick, I had a very small question. It's nothing like super duper serious or anything big. How do you feel about starting a polycule?
I'm more of like a molecule, so I don't know about a polycule.
Fair enough, but listen, I did a little bit of experimenting, and I met a Nigerian prince in my email.
How rich is he?
He said something about like $20 million.
That's enough for like at least a couple of fursuits then, so I think that's good.
Perfect. All right. I don't even know where Nigeria is actually. Hold on.
It's like in Asia.
As long as it's not in the Middle East. Oh, it's in Africa.
Wait, you didn't know? I was being stupid. No.
Oh, I mean, for all I know, it could have been in Asia. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm a little bit stupid.